everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and today I have for you this really sweet little, what I call my wreath box. I actually call it a wreath spinner box. This is a really cute stamp set that's called Wondrous Wreath. I'm going to show you a little bit of how I made this box. I'll put a little closer to you so you can see it. I will show you how to make this wreath. It's going to be very brief because my time on these videos are running way too long and I need to make them shorter, so I'm going to try to get as much information to you as possible without making you too bored. So I'll show you basically a little bit of how to do this wreath. It's very simple, and we'll get to that in a minute. But this is a spinner. Let me see if I can get this to spin. Hopefully I can get it. You can see it spinning a little bit. I had this, there it goes, I had this going earlier. It was going nuts, like spinning like crazy. There it goes. So it's spinning pretty quick. I just love this. I love this wreath, and I thought, let's try to do a box like this to give somebody for Christmas. I think it'd be really cool. You can see that this is more of the fall colors that I have chosen. And today I'm going to be doing a Christmas one. But I love how the fall colors turned out. I think it came out fabulous. And this is how the box opens. So as you can see, I can barely fit it in the screen here. This is a 4x4 inch box. So there's a lot of room in here that you can put just about anything in here. But the main thing on this box is this little spinner guy, and I absolutely love him. I need to stop talking, and I need to get to showing you how to do this because this video, like I said, may run over a little bit longer. But absolutely adore this box. So before we get to the box, I'm going to show you a little bit of how to make this wreath. So just get you a piece of Whisper White. This is just a piece of scrap paper. And this is what we are going to be using. This is called the Wondrous Wreath. I absolutely love this. I fell in love with this the minute I seen it. I do love a lot of my Stampin' Up! Things, but this, by far, I think is the most prettiest one I've seen. I just love what you can do with this wreath. As you can see, these are polymer stamps, and once again, they do stain. As you can see, there's, looks like pink. They do stain. They do not affect your image of your stamp if they stain. Don't worry about the staining. It won't hurt your project at all. And so they also come with these really cute, wonderful wreath framelit dies, and I'm going to show you what these are. Okay, let's get these open, and you get the dies. This comes in a bundle package, both of these in a bundle package, and if you buy them together in that bundle set, you'll save 15% Stampers, so this is a great deal. And like I said, I absolutely love this one. I always tell you I love all my Stampin' Up! Products, and I do, but this is like my all-time favorite. I love this wreath. And it also comes with, I can say this is, you can see some bigger stamps through here, which is just, I think one of them is Joy, the other one is Noel. You can do so much with the stamp set. They got a bow and a hanger. It's just incredible what they have done with this stamp. So I'm going to show you a little bit. Basically, after you stamp your image, you take it to your Big Shot and you run this through your Big Shot, and that's how you get the pieces. But I can't do the Big Shot because it takes too much time. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how you can do this. So I have my, basically this is how you want to do it. This is the first layer, second layer, third layer. So we have leaves and more leaves, and then these are berries. And then you can add the sentiments in there, the bow, the little hanger, whatever you want to do with this. But do you see, Stampin' Up! Made this a little bit easier for us. We have this little tab right here. You always want to make sure when you put the stamp, now the stamp is actually a little bit small for my block, but it still works fine. Actually need a little bit bigger one, but like I said, this works fine. This little piece right here, whether you put it at the top when you're stamping or whether you put that at the bottom when you are stamping, always remember where you put it at. Top, bottom, always remember that. That is the key to making this come out perfect. So I'm going to keep my little, can you see it, this little extra piece? I'm going to keep mine at the top. So you always remember, Maria, don't forget, it's at the top. So what you first want to do is I'm going to just take some Garden Green, because this is basically what I did with my first one, and I'm going to show you how it turned out. This is the sentiment that I'm going to use today versus this one, that I did for the fall. This one I did for Christmas. So I did the same thing what I'm going to show you here. I took the garden green, stamped it first, it's the lighter color. Then I took the darker colors that you see in here, and that is the mossy meadow. And then the little berries are cherry cobbler. Okay, and this is also cherry cobbler for the little bow. And behind it, I took my 1 3/4 inch, I don't know if you can see that, my 1 3/4 inch circle punch, and I punched out it in garden green. And the reason why I did this is because I needed something to be behind this. Hence, it's a wreath, so this was open, and I thought I can't make it do this slider thing because I have to have something solid in the middle. So I just took that 1 3/4 inch garden green piece, and I just put it a little bit of snail in the back and glued it. And I also went ahead and I got my other stamp set out, and let me get that out for you. It's called Trendy Trims, and like you said, you see a lot of this little 3 stamp on my videos a lot because this I use for everything. So I just took the Noel and stamped it with my Stays On ink. This is my black Stays On ink. I used that, stamped the word Noel. As you can see, this one has the word Joy, and I stamped that also with the same set, that Trendy Trims, and there's the Joy. So that's the one that I use for this set here. So I think that came out really cute. Like I said, I just went ahead and used some snail and glued it to the back, and I glued my little ribbon to the back also with some snail. So this is what I have. So this is the one we're going to use today. So let's go ahead and get started. I have this onto my glass block. I'm going to press it into my stamp, and I always press a little bit. I check to see if there's anything missing. I see a few, so I press a little bit harder. Okay, I think that's pretty well covered. And I stamp. Now, don't forget, my little piece is to the top. Okay, and you want to press down on this a little bit. I'm going to press the sides a little bit because that's where I have a little bit of excess overhang, because I said, you know, my block was a little bit too small. But look at that image. I'm so impressed. Every time I do this, I get more and more impressed every time I see these stamps and how they work. That image, look how crisp and clean that image came out. So I said, you can't beat Stampin' Up! Stamps. They are incredible. These polymer ones are fantastic. Okay, so I'll close that up. We don't need the garden green anymore. We want to take the mossy meadow. Okay, this is the one that's a little bit darker. Okay, so now I'm going to get the next one, which is this one. Okay, and I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to put that on my block. Make sure, remember, I said I was stamping from the top, remember? Make sure that's at the top because these match up. Now, sometimes I offset this a little bit because I like it offset, and sometimes I get right on there and do it. It all depends on what kind of a mood I'm in. Most of the time I'll offset it because I just like the way it looks. I know I need a little bit more. See, these you can actually check and see, oh yeah, that looks great, that's covered. Oh, that's not covered so much. So make sure you got a pretty good coat. And you can actually line these up, and hopefully I won't get my head in the way when I do this, but you can line these up and make a match, and I'll show you what I mean. I got these kind of matched up just so I can show you a little bit. Okay, so you see, then it come out perfect. You don't have to make it come out perfect, but isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So we put this mossy meadow away. So the next thing, which I'm not going to do with you because, like I said, I don't have time to do it all with you. I wish I had more time to do it with you, but I just don't, unfortunately. So the next step you would get would be the little berries. I would stamp them in the cherry cobbler ink that you have that will go with your cardstock, and stamp that next, and you will have these little berries. Isn't that beautiful? Look how cute. And then what you would do with your framelits, I can get my framelits out here. See how this is? Okay, here is my framelit. Now remember, I told you, this goes to the top because every piece I've done and I've stamped has been to the top. So basically you would take this and put it to the top, and look at this. It lines up absolutely perfect. There's no guessing to saying, oh my gosh, where does this go? I have no idea. I don't know if I can get this to show you how perfectly it lines up. I can try to maneuver it a little bit. It's kind of hard when I'm having to pick it up. But see, that framelit is perfect. There's no more guessing, like trying to like, does it go this way? Does it go this way? Does it go this way? Nope, go straight up, just like you stamped it. So basically, you would do this and get it all matched up. Like I said, I don't really have the time to fiddle with it. But here's the middle piece. So now you would take the middle piece and you do the same thing. Here's that little tabby thing. Make sure it goes up. And there you go. Perfect. So both of your pieces are ready to go. I myself take a piece of washi tape and I would put it across here. Okay? And then I would take this and I would run it through my Big Shot and it'll come out perfect. Hence it will look just like this once you run it through your Big Shot. So that's how you use these these framelits and these stamps. Like I said, they are wonderful stamps, wonderful framelits, and if you can, this is a great purchase. And then you get to save the 15% off the bundle. You know, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So anyways, this is how it is done. And I think that came out beautiful once again, and I'm not going to throw that away because I'm definitely going to use that on my next project that I have. So now that I showed you a little bit of how to use those stamps, let's go to the box. Now, let me get my papers and my stuff out of the way because I want to show you what I used. Now, I am actually using cherry cobbler, okay? I made this little, don't look at the back. I went ahead and I'm going to, like I said, going to use cherry cobbler, but for video's sake, I'm going to show you what I've done. I have already scored on this piece because I was trying to save some time. So what I'm going to tell you right now is, this is the, pretend it looks like this, okay? Hopefully you guys can see that and you can see some score marks that I have going on. This piece here, and like I said, in cherry cobbler, this is just to show you guys, but I'm going to be doing it in cherry cobbler. It is 11 3/4 inch by 8 1/4, okay? And on the 11 3/4 inch, the longest side, butt that up to your trimmer. And what you want to do is you want to make some score lines. And the first score line you want to make on the 11 3/4 inch side is 1 5/8. The next score line is 5 5/8. The next score line is 1 1/4. And then the very last one is 11 1/4. So you have 1 5/8, 5 5/8, 7 1/4, and 11 1/4. So now what you want to do is you want to turn it 80 degrees, or 90 degrees, that's not 80, that's 90 degrees, on the 8 1/4 inch side. And what you want to score at is 1/2 inch, 2 1/8, 6 1/8, and 7 3/4. And don't worry about it if you didn't get all these score marks that I'm telling you right now, because they will be within the video and you can stop and pause and do whatever you need to do to see what all the score marks were. So basically I'm going to turn this over because this is where we are going to do some cutting and then a little bit of scoring. I know this piece of paper is long, but right here, I don't know if you can see that, there is the 1/4 inch mark right here. This is the long side, 11 3/4 inch side. There's a 1/2 inch score mark right here. That's what you start with. Okay, do you see these lines I have here? This is the top. Okay, I want you to cut all this off. Okay, I want you to cut all that off. So those are the first two boxes. There's the little 1/4 inch mark right there. Cut off all these two boxes here and this little bitty box right here. And see where I have this solid line? You're going to cut up right there. Okay, then you have another bigger section and you're going to cut up right there. And this very little bitty spot right here is another little tiny 1/2 inch. I don't know if I was saying 1/4 inch, but these are 1/2 inches. 1/2 inch right here. Get rid of this little piece right here. Okay, and you want to do that on both sides. So once again, here's that little 1/2 inch mark. Cut it off. You want to score up and cut, not score. You want to cut up from here to the next score line. Okay, cut here to the next score line. Get rid of that little bitty little spot right there. Get rid of that little bitty 1/2 inch and then you want to cut off these two. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Do you see that? Exact same thing on this side you have done on this side. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, you're getting rid of these two, getting rid of those two, getting rid of this one little section, cut up, leave this big section, cut up to the next score line, and get rid of this little one. That's on both sides. You do exactly the same thing. So as long as you get one side, right here you want to cut, right here you want to cut this off, and then just cut up those two. So what you are going to end up with, and this is why I did it on the white. This is the piece of paper I am actually working with. Do you see how this is? Okay. Now I know you can't see the white paper, but there's that white sheet of paper. I told you cut those first two, cut that little bit up here, cut those two, that little bit in here, and this is the pieces that, this piece here will be what you're looking at. Okay? This is what you will end up with. Now, there's your cut marks right here, because this is how our box is. We have a cut mark there, and a cut mark there that we marked, you know, cut on our score lines, and we cut on our score lines on this side too. So I have 4 cut marks. Okay? So now the only other thing I did was on that little bitty 1/2 inch mark. I went ahead and I took my little Project Life I can't talk today, my Project Life corner rounder, and I cornered off this edge, and these 2 edges right here and right here. And those are just, I just rounded them off because I want our box to be pretty when you open it up on the inside. So this is what it looks like. Okay, you see those are your rounded edges, and there's your rounded flap. Okay, so that's what we are looking at right there. So now we want to put this box together. Now what I had did is I took my, let's get this white one out of the way. Okay, I already put some sticky strip. You need sticky strip, Tombow glue, fast fuse. Do not put snail on this, it won't hold. So I just put a little bit of tape around these sides here. Okay, and a little bit of tape around these sides over here. They're like backwards L's, upside down L's. And that's how we are going to tape our box together. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off. Okay, this stuff, like I said, sticks to you. It's hard to come off, but it works great. So we're going to take that one. Well, you know what? I forgot to do one step, which is not very good when you skip your steps. You want to go ahead and you want to crease on your score marks. Don't forget to do that. For some reason I was getting way ahead of myself. You want to crease on all these score marks. Do not forget that that is a huge step. I'm so sorry that I forgot to tell you guys to do that. But push all your score marks up and give them a crease all the way down. We have our, trying not to get that flap stuck on something. We have this one here. So basically all we're doing is we're creasing on all our score marks that we just made. I can't believe I forgot to tell you guys to do that. So don't forget to crease on your score marks, okay? So now everything's creased, but these 2 little ones here, I forgot, our little flaps. Don't forget them flaps. Fold it over. Okay, so now everything is creased. Everything is ready to go. So now I took my sticky paper off of this one, and I'm going to take the sticky tape off of this side so we can build our box. Let's get this one here, and then we'll do the other side in a minute. So you just want to bring these corners in, okay, and you want to line them up with the edge of your box, okay, and do it on this side. Okay, line it up. Okay, so now I got those 2 done. Now you want to take the tape off of these 2. Okay, got them off. This stuff loves me. It sticks everywhere. These little sticky tape strips, they just love to stick on clothes, on your fingers, on anything they can get their hands on. And as much static as I have in my house right now with my Christmas tree up, there's static everywhere. So you want to do the same thing on this side. Go up. Okay, meet your lines, meet your ends of your boxes there, and you want to meet the ends of the box here. Okay. And one other thing I forgot to tell you guys to do, you can, when you are doing your going back to this white sheet, when you are clipping in right here and you are cutting down on your score marks right here, it is best to give it a little clip and take it in a little bit and notch it like that. I forgot to do that, so my box is going to be not as best as I would like it to be, but I'm going to fix it as best as I can be. I didn't cut that down a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of realign my box here a little bit. See, so it helps when you make sure you put those notches in where you need to notch your box. Makes it a little bit better. Hence, not an issue with my box. I think it came out really good. And then this goes down, and of course I forgot to do this little score line. So there's a lot of score lines in this little box. And then this will just close in like that. See? What a cute box. Isn't that adorable? So now what we want to do is we can go ahead and get some snail. Okay, and I cut out these strips of paper. And I'm going to tell you that these here are 3 7/8 by 1.5 inches. And these are going to go like this, and they are going to go on the outside of our boxes. You need 4 of them to go all the way around. So let's go ahead and get them stuck down. You can lift that up. You can either do this before or after. I rather do it while I have the box already put together. So I'm just going to go ahead and run some snail down here. Hopefully we got enough. And then I put that on the wrong side. Oh, me oh my. So now my box is going to be just a tad bit different. I'm going to put this on the front. So pay attention. Don't do what I just did. So just kind of like get it kind of even around your box. Okay, and then press. Now this one may be kind of pretty. I might like that because I am using another bit of green. So maybe that would be kind of cute on the front of the box. So, you know, sometimes mistakes are always happy endings. Now go ahead and do the rest, and let's make sure that we get the right sides. I'm going to use this side. So let's put it on the green side. Don't put it back on that red side. And we are going to add this one here. So be a little bit neater than I am right now because I am in a bit of, not a hurry, but my videos are running so long I have to kind of speed things up a little bit. Because I like to talk to you guys, and I like to get you and give you as much information as possible, and that's why my videos tend to run a little bit longer than most people, because I'm trying to make sure that you understand what I'm doing, and I'm trying to, you know, I want you to learn from me, and sometimes my videos run a little bit, you know, too over because I give out too much information. So there you go. There's the box. Hence this is supposed to be on the red, but I think it's okay. It gave me a little different front of my box, so that's kind of cute. That's not horrible. So like I said, sometimes mistakes aren't so bad. So now on this side here that is your front of your box, you want to go ahead and take your 1-inch punch and kind of eyeball this and cut it just like a quarter. Okay? This is the worst punch I have ever. And it's not a Stampin' Up! Punch. It's an old junky punch and I hate it. But I don't know where my 1-inch punch is. Or if I have a 1-inch punch, I wasn't sure. I couldn't find it. But there you go. Just kind of gives you an indent so you can close the box and then you can open it a lot easier that way. Okay, so that is our main box. Now, there's one other piece that I need to tell you that you need. And this piece, I know, is going to look very funky to you right now, but give me a minute. You will need a piece of 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch square. And this is also cherry cobbler made out of the same color. Now, what I had done, I use my circle framelits a lot. And you will see this being done with me. This is our circle framelits. And when I tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I count, those are the circle numbers that you will need. So we will also need the number 3, but the number 3 is going to be set aside for this little piece here. And if I can get it off my table, excuse the arm, this piece here is the number 3. Okay, you run that through your Big Shot. And this I thought I would put on top of this piece here, but we are getting way ahead of ourselves. So anyways, number 3 is for this little piece here. If you want to put that piece on there, on this one, I did not. You can see it's plain. There's nothing underneath there. It's plain. This one I decided to add a little bit of that green and red. That's why I said I think this would be fine with the green in front, because this is also going to be added. So I think it'd be cute. So that is with the number 3. Okay, I'm going to put that back because I've already cut it. Now you will need the number 4 and the number 6. And what you do on that 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece of cherry cobbler, center it in the middle, kind of just like I did. Okay, then you will center it, this one here, in the middle. Okay, I also went ahead and I put a piece of washi tape, or you can use post-it notes, and just to make sure that this does not move, or there is a magnetic piece that you can buy for your Big Shot that will hold these in place and they will not move. I don't have that magnetic piece. I need to get it. So for now, I just use a piece of washi tape so it doesn't move. And I run this through my Big Shot. And after you run it through your Big Shot, you pull these off. And this is kind of the funky thing you're going to get. It's going to be weird. It's going to come out in 3 pieces. Okay? These are the 3 pieces you are going to get. So you will need the number 4 and the number 6. Okay? To make this little project right here. Now, this piece here we do not need. You can just toss it or keep it for another project. Who knows? You never know when you need a circle. So this is the 2 pieces we will be working with. And this is the one that I told you I did in the number 3. And I'm going to go ahead and put some snail on that. Okay. And then I am going to center this on this piece right here. Okay. So there. Now we have that centered. Okay, I did, if you notice, turn this over, and let's see if you can see this, but there is 2 dimensionals, okay, that I put on top of each other, and there's 2. There's a reason why I did 2, because I wanted to stand up on this box, because this is that thing's gonna be swinging, and I wanted it high enough, so I actually took 1 dimensional, took the backing off, put another dimensional on, and we'll take that backing off in just a second. Same thing for this piece. There is 2. Can you see that? There's 2 layers. Okay? I wanted it high. I wanted it high off this box because that's a spinner. I thought with 1 it was a little bit thin, so I did 2. So I did the same thing. Put a dimensional on there, peeled the back off, put another dimension on, and now we are going to put this on top of this box here. Now if you want to, you can also go ahead and put some DSP on this piece right here if you want to. I chose not to do that. I think it would be a little bit harder to do, but you know, if you want to try that, sure, go for it. And by the way, this paper here I did not mention that I am using today. I can't believe I forgot to tell you, but it's one of my favorites, and it's Trim the Tree. Okay, and with one of these pieces of papers, they are 4.5 by 6.5. You only need 1 sheet to do all 4 of these, all 4 sides. It's just 1 sheet of paper. There's my scraps. There's the one that we were working with. And then I just had an extra piece laying around of this one, and I just cut that number 3 out. But there's the paper. They have such great papers. I love this. I think I'll use this also in my last project. But I love the papers in this book. I'm addicted to it. So that is Trim the Tree Designer Series paper. Beautiful. I love this because it reminds me of a sweater. I love the way that looks. And like I said, that does not look bad on there whatsoever. I think it kind of offsets it a little bit. So it's really not a bad mistake. Just put it that way. I think it looks cute. So now we want to center this piece on top of this box. And hopefully I can get this centered without getting my head in the camera. This can be a little bit of a challenge for me. Okay. So hopefully that will be on. And the other thing you might want to do is like lift up the box and push these down. Okay, you can actually do it this way. It may be a little easier. I don't know if you can actually see me there. How about that way? That way I think you can see me a little bit better. And like I said, if you want to, you can go ahead and put some Designer Series paper on that, but I really don't think you need to because you have this big old wreath that's going to be on there. So now I have this one here, and I am going to put it in the middle. And like I said, try to get this. I need to turn it this way, guys. I'm sorry, but I want to make sure that I get this piece going in the right direction. And try to put it in the middle as best as possible. There's no guarantee that I am dead center on this, but that's the way it looks. Okay, so just give it a little push down. Now the other little thing you need is some pennies. And I have 2 pennies right here, which I also put a dimensional on. Okay, now I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a Stampin' Up! Dimensional. I bought these dimensionals at my local Michael's. The reason I did not use the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals is because they are like this octagon shape. Okay, and you can use these and you can double them and they will work fine in this project, but to me the round ones work better. This is a personal choice. You don't have to use this one. You can use these. They'll work just fine. I just like the thickness of this dimensional, and I think it works a little bit better in my, my idea that it does. So, like I said, either one will work. So you have 1 penny with the dimensional. You have another penny with the little dimensional from Stampin' Up! This is the Stampin' Up! Dimensional right here. And put that on top. So you would layer these 2 together. Okay, as best as you can. Layer them in, and you can just go ahead and you can tuck this in. Okay, there's one side, and then it's kind of a little bit of a challenge to get it tucked in. You should do this before hand, but see, it's just as easy for me to do it, afterwards. Now you want to do is you want to take this. Let me tuck this back in this box. And we are just about done. Take this dimensional off. Actually, let me take this dimensional off this way. I don't like to, I feel like I'm smushing my box when I do it that way. So take the backing off of that dimensional, and you want to put it in the middle of this as best as you can. Like I said, there's no guarantees that's going to be center. So you can see it's already starting to swing. But this is the box. See, look at that. It's going to, it takes a little bit to rough up the paper because you got to break the fibers down. So if you want to go ahead and just keep doing this around the box a little bit so that you break up those fibers, it'll start spinning better. Paper's kind of funny. See, there it goes. Wow, look at that go. Paper's kind of funny sometimes. But when you start breaking down the fibers of the paper, then it starts loosening up and everything starts flowing. So look at that. So I kind of like it with that little green there. See, so I got the green and the red here, and I had the green here, and then I think it came out rather cute. It's okay. So nothing major on this box. I still love it regardless of the fact. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen and stampers, this is my projects for today. Absolutely love it. We are running into 33 minutes on this video. I was hoping I could do it faster, but I think I got it as fast as I can. I'm just too step by step with you guys because I want you to learn what I'm showing you. I want to take you step by step, and I know they run long, and I just hope I don't bore you, but that's how I learned, step by step, and I want somebody to teach me the same way, so that's why my projects run a little bit longer. But anyways, I just want to say thank you for hanging in with me and watching this project today. I'm hoping you give it a try. I think they came out really cute. If you would do me a great favor, a great big favor, and go to the right hand side of my blog, which is at sweetserenitystamping.com, and if you would put your email address in where it says join this site and hit that button so you can keep informed of all my new and up and coming projects, or if you need to ask me anything or have any questions or anything, you can also contact me at sweetserenitystamping@gmail.com. So that is my project. Below the video of this we'll have all the supplies that you will need to make this beautiful projects here. Just click on one of those little icons underneath the video and it'll take you right to the shop button, or you can go to the top of my blog, and where it says shop you can press that button, and that will also get you our fabulous products. So anyways, thank you so much guys for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it. Bundle these babies, bundle this stamp and this framelit set, 15% off. Good deal. So anyways guys, I hope everybody had a great day. I need to get going. 34 minutes in my video. I keep talking and I need to be quiet. And I need to say thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.